going on, YouTube? R-E-E to the dash Z-O-N coming at you once again, October 31st, 2013. Happy Halloween, all my subscribers, all my viewers, man, and anybody who happens to stumble upon this video, man. You have a safe and joyful Halloween, man. Go wild, have fun, get crazy, but be safe, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to get that out the way. But now I just wanted to speak on a few things, man. I'm seeing a lot of comparisons all over the internet on multi-platform games such as Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, Batman Arkham Origins, even Deus Ex Human Revolution, compared across all platforms. Now I know the new Deus Ex Human Revolution came out only for Wii U right now. I believe it's coming out for other consoles, but it's basically the same game we had in the past, just with all the downloadable content, all the fixed boss fights and all that. I'm seeing a lot of these comparisons, man. And it's funny because every single one of these comparisons I've seen from multiple sources states that the Wii U has the better looking, better running version. They just did a graphics comparison between 360 Arkham Origins and Wii U Arkham Origins, and Wii U came out on top. Looking smoother, looking clearer, better frame rate, all that. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Deus Ex Human Revolution, same thing. And even now, we're getting we had a report a couple days back that said that Call of Duty Ghosts will run in native 1080p on Wii U, but would only run in 720p on PS4 and Xbox One. And now that has been changed, saying that Wii U will run native 1080p, so will PS4, but Xbox One will have 720p upscaled to 1080p. What's my point by all this? Now, all you Nintendo haters out there are expecting me to come out on this video and just brag and boast and gloat about how I told you the Wii U is more powerful not only than the 360 and PS3, but that it also can stand and sometimes even have the better experience than the PS4 and Xbox One. All that is true. I'm not about to brag and boast, though, because I'm not a shallow-ass wannabe gamer that's going to come on here and be like, ha ha, it looks better on our system than it does on yours, it runs better, ah ha ha. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is point out the fact that these reports are coming out, and it's funny how they're not making nearly the buzz among, readers and people that it would be making if it came out and said, oh, PS4 looks better than the Wii U, or the PS3 and 360 look better than the Wii U. People would have a field day with that. Haters would have a field day with that. They'd be blowing up the websites right now. Aside from some haters making comments like, oh, this is a biased site or whatever, I haven't seen anything, really, any buzz or any excitement over these reports. And I just think that goes with the continual anti-Nintendo vibe that the industry has had over the last couple of years, over the last 2 generations, that's for sure. But it's just funny to me. It's funny to me because this console that is so underpowered next to the PS4 and Xbox One, and is, in some people's dumbass minds, not even more powerful than the 360 and PS3. It's funny how this console is banging out visuals that are clearer, better, and crisper than not just the PS3 and 360, but are having games come out in 1080p, 60 frames per second, more so than what Xbox One and PS4 have. Now, I'm not an idiot who's going to sit here and say that that's always going to be the case. No, I expect Xbox One and PS4, when they get going and they go through all their bugs and all their issues that they're going to have at launch, whether you want to believe it or not, it's going to happen. When they get through all that and they start rolling on all cylinders, I expect them to have slightly better looking games or better running games than the Wii U. But, I mean, for me, it's never been about what looks better. For real gamers, it's never been about what looks better. And as far as frame rates go and things like that, those are somewhat important, but as long as the game is not broken, plays smoothly, whether it's at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, as long as it's HD, it looks nice, the graphics are, good, and the gameplay is off the chain, I don't care about the specs. But I'm just bringing up this point because it's just funny to me that I'm seeing this. All of a sudden, Wii U is getting all this props like, oh, your version of the game looks better for this game. Your version of the game looks better for this game. Blah, 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 blah. We're all the haters now. We're all the doubters now. We're all the people that said that Wii U was irrelevant and all that. Notice that all the silence happens now when Nintendo's on an upswing. Because the 3DS been balling. And now all of a sudden the Wii U's picking up sales. The sales have tripled in some cases. You know, Wonderful 101, Pikmin 3, Sonic Lost World, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Zelda Wind Waker HD. All these games are already out on the market. Sales are doubling and tripling in some cases. The Wii Shop is kicking ass. I mean, now all of a sudden, there's not that much talk. Now there's not that much talk. Now the thing I see is I think that these people are waiting for the PS4 and Xbox One to launch, and in their fantasy world, I'm not saying the Xbox One and PS4 aren't going to sell well right out the gates. They are going to sell extremely well right out the gates because of pre-orders and all that. But they're going to have a very similar lull or just drought as far as sales go and software and all that once the system's been out a month or two, because they're going to have mad issues. It's already been reported that Xbox Live and PlayStation Network are months away from being ready for these new consoles, in part because they were both constructed around DRM parameters, and now neither console's going to enforce a DRM, so now they got to go back and restructure their entire network. That was part of the story about Call of Duty Ghosts being 720 on PS4 and Xbox One, because they had to bring the resolution down because their network really wasn't ready. So if they wanted to have any online functionality at all on launch, they needed to scale down the resolution. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to throw stones. I'm not here to be like, I told you or laugh. I'm here to tell y'all, open your fucking eyes. You know, y'all were so quick to murder the Wii U because it had a slow OS at launch and had to have multiple updates to get up to speed, and because Netflix wasn't working right at first, or Nintendo TV was delayed and all that. Well, here you go. Your system is less than a month from launch, and already both online networks are reported to be months away from ready. Games are having that be scaled down in resolution just to be able to work. Shit, Dead Rising 3, from what I heard, and what it was reported, was it was supposed to have a very hefty online component, and that has been completely stripped. This is what I heard. I don't know how accurate it is, but it is from a reliable source. So that's been completely stripped because they wanted to keep the game as a launch day game, and the network wasn't ready, so they had to scrap the online component. This is gonna happen, dude. It happens with every console. The only difference is that when it happens to a Nintendo console, y'all and the media and all the Nintendo haters are so quick to jump on Nintendo's throat and stomp a mud hole in them. But when it happens to PlayStation or Microsoft, oh, well, this is expected. Let's not say anything. Let's keep quiet. And y'all thought that I wasn't going to say nothing about IGN's ridiculous, and I know y'all have heard it, their review of GTA Online. Dog, they are such biased, cock-happy motherfuckers, man, that they just ride the dick of whoever is paying them money. And because Nintendo ain't down with paying money for reviews or for propaganda and shit like that, then they just bash Nintendo. They are just look, they're like this. They're just riding Rockstar's cock like this, just so that Rockstar will keep paying them and just so that Rockstar will keep their relationship with them. Because why the hell else would you rate, or I know they've done it maybe 2 or 3 times before in their entire 10+ year history, but why would you review the online component of a game as if it was a single game altogether? And then because it sucks so bad, because GTA 5 Online's, you know, for the people that have it working and they're having good experiences with it, congratulations, because you're one of the few. And I'm sure you're having an amazing experience. But even y'all are having issues. They had to offer y'all a severance package of $500,000 or something like that in the game because of shit that you lost because the online was erasing shit. For the majority of the population, they can't even get online. So IGN goes and reviews it, and instead of telling it like it is and saying, look, this online mode, it was a great idea, it was ambitious, but the console just can't handle it as of yet, and it's broken, and giving it the low score it deserved, no, they didn't do that. They held back judgment and said, we're not going to give it a score because it's not as good as it could be one day. And then one of the heads of IGN has to come out and freaking write an article or a response to everybody's anger about that and try to justify giving Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto a pass, when if that was a Nintendo game, they would have burned that bitch to the ground. They would have reviewed it before it even came out and would have slammed it then. But here, you get a month of the game being out before the online goes live, then the online goes live, then you give it some more time, and then you review it, and you still don't give them the low score they deserve because it's not as good as it one day gonna be. Yo, I ain't nothing else to say, man. Ain't nothing else to say. IGN, like, I take them about as seriously as end of the world prophecies involving Santa Claus coming from the moon like a firing comet and destroying the earth. That's how serious I take IGN. They are so full of shit that, I mean, you could just smell the shit in the air. As soon as you log onto the website, you already smell shit. Like, shit is just floating around in the air. Just horrible, dude. Horrible. Anyway, man. That's really all I had to say, man. You know, a lot of reports out there about Wii U games. Excuse me. What? It's Halloween. About Wii U games, multi-plat games, looking and running better on the Wii U than they do on PS3 and 360. And in some cases, like Call of Duty Ghosts and other games, being 60 frames per second, 1080p on the Wii U, and not really reaching that goal on Xbox One or PS4. I mean, you got Killer Instinct. Everybody thought it would be 1080p, 60 frames per second. Well, the developers came out and said, well, you know, getting 60 frames per second was such a challenge that we really couldn't make it 1080p. It has to be 720, but because we really wanted it to be 60 frames. And anything that was going to get in the way of that, we were going to scrap. So, not even Killer Instinct, and not even the downloadable game that's going to rip off gamers and make them pay $5 a pop for each fighter. Not even that is going to be 1080p. But do you see me? I'm saying, you know, there's some stupid Nintendo fans out there, I'll grant you. But do you see me, or the majority of us Nintendo fans, really jumping down y'all Sony and Microsoft fanboys' throats, laughing at y'all about this shit, pointing out all your bullshit? No. All I'm doing right now is I'm reporting it. You know, for those of you who watch my videos and are subscribers, I'm just bringing y'all the news. But, you know, it's funny, because had the shoe been on the other foot, y'all would have been making hate videos and fail videos and Nintendo's doomed videos and all this bullshit. Right now, the thing that's driving me crazy and is just making me be like, wow, this is unbelievable, is that Mario 3D World is looking every bit as much, if not even so more next gen than Rise, Son of Rome, than Killzone, Shadowfall. And those two games that I mentioned are beautiful looking games and have amazing graphics, and I'm sure they're going to sell well and be great. I'm not too sure about Rise, Son of Rome. I don't think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be kind of whack, me personally. But I'm sure a lot of people think it's a great game. And that's fine. But Mario 3D World, the game everybody was slamming on, and some people to this day still slam on it because it doesn't have online play. That game graphically is looking and running, when you see it running in a trailer or a gameplay demonstration, is looking far more next gen than almost anything that Xbox One or PS4 have. Go figure. The Italian plumber saving the princess is still getting that shit done. In HD and 1080p, 60 frames per second, looking nicer than most of the shit you got on your consoles for launch. That's not hate. I'm not hating on y'all. Not making fun of y'all. I'm just pointing something out. Anyway, man, God bless y'all. Stay gaming. You have a safe Halloween, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. It was just a little bit of a news flash and my thoughts on certain things that were going on in the industry. Man, I can't wait, man. There's already 3 games out right now that I want to get my hands on. I'm dying to get my hands on Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for Wii U. I had originally said I wasn't going to buy Batman Arkham Origins because they scrapped the online feature for Wii U. And I really wanted to hold to that principle. But when I saw and read about how bad the online was, and the fact that it's $10 less and runs better and looks better on Wii U, Batman Arkham Origins or Batman Arkham anything has always been about the single player experience anyway. So I'm dying to get that, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and Sonic Lost World. I'm dying to get my hands on those 3 games. And we still got oh man, I just went blank. We still got Mario 3D World coming. A couple of other games, if I'm not mistaken, third party and first party. And then I can't wait for next year for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, man. But yeah, man, Wii U is just doing big things right now, man. And if you go on the eShop, man, the sales are ridiculous. I just finished picking up Resident Evil Revelations for $20. For $20, that's damn sure worth it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big Resident Evil fan, but I have played my fair share of Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 4 is my favorite. 0 is my second favorite. This one is right up there with those two. Resident Evil Revelations is very well done. Has a lot of the horror, you know, the scares and the jump scares and all that. Has the action also that the franchise has gone for lately, but also mixes in some horror and some really good storytelling. And I'm just loving it, man. For $20, man. Great HD port, man. So, anyways, man, God bless y'all. Stay gaming. Happy Halloween. Peace.